everyone, Sophia here. Welcome to this 30-minute practice. In practice today, we're going to be focusing on our breath. So we'll really, as we practice, as we flow, just focus on the breath as an anchor and hopefully as a support that can help us move a little more freely or even feel a little more strong in our body. So whenever you're ready, we're going to start in a child's pose. So we'll come right down to the ground. You could totally bring a blanket underneath your knees if you like that support. You might also have other props that you use in yoga. Some folks like blocks or even like a book or something that brings the floor to you when we do a forward fold. I'm going to keep it simple just in case folks don't have props at home and show a propless flow. Anyway, so here we go. Knees will go wide, big toes will come together, and the hips will draw back towards the heels. Now, whenever you're ready, you can bring your forearms to the ground and then let your forehead rest on the earth. And you can just take this moment to notice your breath. Start to get acquainted with the breath as it is in this moment right here, right now. Noticing your next breath in and your next breath out. You're more than welcome to stay right here. Another option is to find a side bend. So we're staying in our child's pose and walking the torso and the hands all the way over to the left. All the way over to the left. So we start to explore a little opening in the right side of the body. And so we're warming up with a side bend so we can make a little bit more room, a little more space to feel the breath. We're here for 3 and 2 and 1. Take your time now, walking your hands over to the right, as far as is available to you. It might be just a couple inches, it might be quite a lot more to experience any amount of length or stretch in your left side. For 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll make our way back to the center and start to crawl our hands forward and then make our way into a tabletop, but the knees will stay wide. So I'm keeping my knees just as wide as they were. Now from here, come forward just a little bit, like you're bringing your shoulders over your wrists, and then send your hips all the way back towards your heels. And we'll do this just 3 more times with an option to add on. You'll hear me throughout practice today adding some options or actually offering some options. And that's just so you can explore what works best for you today. Right, so forward and back. Now you're more than welcome to keep your knees on the ground, to keep going with this forward and back motion. If you like, you can bring your knees right underneath your hips and feel free to come into a downward facing dog. And then from here, similarly, come forward to a plank and go up and back into a down dog. So some of us might be keeping our knees on the ground, going forward and back. Others, like I'm showing now, it's cold out today. It was 18 degrees this morning when I'm filming this. So I'm going up with a little bit more of a heated version, the knees up, but you can do either. Now here you might add the breath. So when you come to an inhale, you'll come to plank or to your table. And when you go to an exhale, you'll come to down dog or child's pose. Exploring the breath and the movement joining as one. For 3 more cycles. After your 3rd cycle, you're landing in a tabletop or in a plank. Wherever you are, noticing your next breath in and your next breath out. And then lower all the way to the ground, with or without your knees, lowering all the way to the earth. Point your toes back behind you and press down into the shoelace portion of your feet. Bring your hands a little bit wider than your yoga mat. They might even be off of your yoga mat. Press down into the earth, draw your shoulder blades towards one another, and lift your chest any amount. I'm saying just a couple inches lifting up. You might come up a little higher. And then let your heart and head release down. Hands come back to the yoga mat. Tuck your toes, press into downward facing dog once again. All right. In this down dog now, feel free to move around a little bit. You might bend a knee, bend the other knee, getting into the calves a little bit, and just start to feel your breath flowing, start to feel this shape. This shape does require strength through the wrists and the arms. If at any point you want or need a break, go ahead and bring your knees right back down to the earth and take a breath or two. If you'd like to join me, we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll walk or maybe hop if you're feeling that, the feet forward, all the way forward at the top of your mat. And here we are in a forward fold. Hands can come above the knees. They might come below the knees, or perhaps they touch down to the earth. Wherever you are, let your head hang down heavy. Hang heavy. Imagine like your head is 10 pounds heavier than it is, and you're just letting that release towards the earth. A breath in and a breath out. Now press down into your feet and rise all the way up. Reach the arms forward and then all the way up by the ears. And then bring your palms together through the center of your chest. So that was our little warm up here. Arms can float down by the side. Let's just take a moment of centering before we start to move through some sun salutes. So that's what we'll do next. We're going to move through about 5 sun salutes with some different variations. Gentle reminder, you can go at your own pace. That could be slower or faster than I'm offering. So taking a moment of centering, feel free to bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest and use this moment to notice 3 breaths. I'll pause my voice so you can be in that experience. After your 3rd breath, lower your arms down by the sides. Here we go. As you inhale, reach your arms all the way up by the ears, stretching tall. As you exhale, bring your palms through the center as you bend your knees and come to your variation of a forward fold, folding as far forward as you like. From here, step your right foot back, and then your left foot back, coming to a plank pose, with or without the knees. Lower all the way down to your belly like a reverse push-up going down. Point your toes. Spread your fingers, press through the inner and outer edges of your hands and lift your chest. And then lower your heart and head down. Tuck your toes, make your way into a downward facing dog. And then from here, step your right foot between your hands, your left foot as well. Press down through your feet, rise all the way up, reaching arms forward and up. That was our first sun salute. We're going to do the next one exactly the same way. Palms come together, bend your knees, fold over your legs. As you inhale, bring your hands to your shins, halfway lift, long spine. As you exhale, fold. Step your left foot back behind you. Your right foot follows, and here we are again in a plank pose. Full breath in and out here. And then lowering all the way down to the belly. So it's just like a push-up with the elbows slightly in as you go all the way down to the mat. Point the toes, press through the hands, draw your shoulder blades towards one another, and lift your chest. And then make your way up and back, downward facing dog. And then from here, left foot steps forward, right foot meets left. We're back in that forward fold. Full breath in and full breath out. Press down into your feet, rise all the way up. Here we go, adding on a little bit. Palms come together, fold over your legs. Inhale, hands to your shins, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Now step the left foot back behind you. Now, if you're feeling like it's hard to touch the floor here, you don't have a lot of space, you could take 2 books, put your hands on them, and then, then you're a little bit more lifted. But if you're fine with hands on the earth, by all means. Take a moment here, breathing in, breathing out. Now pivot your back heel down. Press down into the feet, rise all the way up. The right toes are pointing towards the little edge of our mat. The left toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat, and they're rooted into the earth. Warrior number 2, arms nice and wide, reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Full breath in and breath out. Now cartwheel the arms forward and down, and any way you like. You can go through a tabletop first, or you can make your way right away into a plank pose. Lower down to your belly, rise up, back bend of your choice. And then make your way into a downward facing dog. And then when you're ready from your down dog, now the left leg will reach up and back behind. You step your left foot between your hands, and I do 1 big step. You might do 4 or 5 steps to get it there. Press down into your feet. Stay rooted through the front foot, and just take a moment here. So we're never in a hurry, never in a rush. Pivot the back heel down, rise up, warrior 2. So now my back is to you for 1 moment. Press down through the feet, lengthen through the crown of your head. Feel your breath here. Cartwheel now your arms forward and down. Turn your back heel up. Step your back foot forward to meet your front foot. Press all the way down into your feet. Rise up, reach up, look up. And then we're going right back into it. Palms come together. We fold over our legs. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step now your right foot back behind you. And here we are in a long, low lunge. Make your way to a plank pose. Now, if you'd like to join me, we'll hold this plank pose for 30 seconds. Gentle reminder, and you can watch me, plank pose can also be done with knees behind the hips on the earth, but we're still drawing our low belly in and up and feeling the strength of the core here. And now we have, well, that went by fast. Well, for me, it went by fast. We have 10 more seconds. And then make your way all the way down to the earth. Once again, point the toes, rise up, back bend of choice. Lower all the way down, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. When you feel ready now, the right leg reaches up and back. Then you step your right foot between your hands, pause in your lunge. Pivot the back heel down, rise all the way back up to your warrior number 2. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And then cartwheel your arms forward and down. Turn your back heel up. And press the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Press down into your feet. Rise all the way up. Reach the arms up by the ears, tall, strong. And bring your palms together at the center of your chest. Just take a moment here to feel down into your feet. Feel the breath rise and fall. And then we'll just do 1 more sun salute before moving on to a few standing shapes. We'll eventually take it to the ground, do a little bit of core, and then offer ourselves some meditation. So now coming into Utkatasana, feet can be as wide as the hips, or they can be close together. We're bending into a squat, an option to reach the arms up. Yes, breathing in and breathing out. Now, as you inhale, lengthen the legs, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend right back down into your Utkatasana. Fold over your legs here. Either step to plank or you can hop right into a little push-up. I'm going to show that. Well, that wasn't as graceful as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. And then when you're ready, you'll point your toes, press into your hands, lift the chest, and make your way to a downward facing dog. Now, option to explore just a little bit of play. If you're feeling like your wrists need a little break, you can come down onto your forearms. Wherever you are, so you might stay here, finding stillness, finding breath. Option to walk the feet in a couple of inches or like 3 to 5 inches. Another option is to reach one leg up towards the earth, bend the opposite leg, and just do a little hop. Or even just like imagine what it would feel like to hop. You can switch sides, the right foot comes down, the left foot comes up, whichever leg you didn't use, bending the right knee and then hopping, like a little bit of fun, if this is your idea of fun. Ooh, and then we'll make our way to downward facing dog. And then we'll come to child's pose, especially if you did those hops, just offering yourself a breath in and out in child's pose. And then we'll make our way forward to a table, a down dog again. Walk the feet forward towards the hands. Press down into your feet, rise all the way up, reach the arms up, and bring the palms together. Breath in and breath out here. Okay, now when you're ready, we'll turn, I'm gonna turn to face you, and we're gonna come into a wide squat here. So the toes will turn out and we'll come to sit, and we wanna be sure that the knees are in line with the ankles and the feet are able to root down. As you press into your feet, allow your hips to release and down towards the earth energetically. So that just means we're not tightening up. We're trying to just let go a little bit. It's a little bit earthy and anchored into the earth. Great. Option to stay here. Another option, we come to cactus shape. Spread the fingers. As you inhale, the legs lengthen, the arms reach up. As you exhale, the knees bend, the elbows come down. Oh, so we inhale to lengthen. And we exhale to bend. 3 more with me. Either this is 3 breaths or it's 3 breaths and movements. After your 3rd breath, you're landing here. Breathing, hands go wherever you feel most supported for 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen through your legs. Now turn all 10 toes to face the long side of your mat. So wherever you are in space in relation to that. If you don't have a mat, toes point straight forward, feet are parallel. Great. Now from here, we'll take our hands to our hips and draw our elbows back, lift the chest a little bit, almost like you were doing that cobra pose, but our hands are on our hips. Find a soft bend in the knees, hips go back, heart goes forward. Folding forward any amount, you might bring your hands to the earth now. Now feel free to bend the right knee ever so slightly, lean to the right. Bend the left knee ever so slightly, lean to the left, just to get into the inner thighs a little bit, exploring that stretch. We'll do 1 more on each side. And then we'll come back to the center here for 3, 2, 1. Press into your feet, rise all the way up, hands to hips again. Turn your right toes towards the little side edge of your mat. Bend your right knee, warrior 2. Feel free to adjust your stance so you're nice and long. Turn your front palm up, send your back hand back. Come back into warrior 2, lengthen through your front leg. Hips go back as the torso comes to a diagonal, and then the right fingertips go anywhere along the right leg. The top arm reaches up. Rise right back up to your warrior 2. Switching sides together. All 10 toes point in the same direction. The left toes point to the little side edge of the mat. Bend the knee for warrior two. Turn the front palm up, send the back hand back. Come right back up to warrior two. Lengthen through your front leg. Bring your left fingertips anywhere along your left leg and your right arm reaches up. Triangle pose. Now, whenever you're ready, you're right back up into your warrior two. Lengthen through your front leg. All 10 toes are pointing in the same direction. And then we can heel toe or hop the feet together. We'll come back to the top of our mat and we're going to slowly make our way down. So we'll do that through like a half sun salute. As you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, palms come together and you fold. You can make your way to a plank, and if you want to do one more flow, feel free. Maybe floating down to the belly, rising up again, back bend of your choice, and then making your way to downward dog. And then we'll lower our knees onto the earth, and we will come to sit on our bottoms. So here we are. We're just going to do one core practice. We'll do one gentle chest opener, and then we'll find our way to our final rest. So we'll start just like we did. We did this in a previous class with me. You might remember rooting down through the feet. Take the hands under the knees and lean back a little bit. Perfect. I like to stay here sometimes just to feel like my sit bones on the earth, my feet on the floor, and feel that sense of length through the crown of the head. Okay. Option to lift the feet up and turn the palms up. Now here, you're more than welcome to stay. You might also twist to the right, bringing your left hand to your right knee. Right arm reaches back. Coming through the center, right hand to left knee. Left arm reaches back. To the center, perhaps one more, right hand, left knee, right arm reaches back. It's a balance too, so you can always bring your heels down. Back to the center, right hand, left knee, left arm reaches back. We're through the center, we're back, here we are. Okay. And then we'll lower our feet on the ground. Turn the fingertips now towards the ankles. Press into your feet and your hands. Option one is to press into the hands so much that the spine elongates and you can bend your elbows and turn the elbows to point back behind you. So we're getting a chest opener. And this might be where you land, really experiencing that chest opener, feeling the support of your hips, your feet, your hands. Another option, we lift the hips up. We're here for 3, 2, 1. And then the hips lower all the way down. Now bring your feet out in front of you. Wiggle so you can feel rooted in your sit bones. Reach your arms up by your ears, stretch tall. And then take a gentle forward fold. You might widen your feet a little bit. You might simply only let your head fall down. Breathing in and breathing out. And then from here, we'll flow to lie on our back. So if you like, you can use a little core to get there. The arms reach up, lengthen through the crown of the head. Start to draw your low belly back towards your spine, navel to spine as you go all the way down, lying on your back, reaching your arms up by your ears, stretching, stretching, stretching. And then from here, we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And then draw the left knee into the chest. You might take your hands to your left hamstring. If they don't reach, that's okay. You can just energetically draw the left knee in and then hold on to your right foot and your right knee. I actually sometimes like holding onto the right foot and knee a little bit better. I feel more supported, but we just want to make sure we're not pulling too hard. We're being gentle with the body. Switching sides, left foot lowers, right foot lowers, Uncross the legs. Now bring the left ankle onto the right thigh and draw the right knee into the chest. So again, you can take your hands to your hamstring, or you can do hands to right foot, left knee. Keep your feet flexed. Gently draw the leg in. And then when you feel ready, you'll lower your right foot down, uncross your legs. Hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Curl your forehead towards your knees. And then set up for your final resting shape. So for this one, really the options are available to you. You can come to lie down completely, toes out, palms up. You could also come to sit if that's more comfortable for you. Maybe you're in the middle of your day and you don't want to quite get fully that into Shavasana, that's fine. But whenever you're ready, coming to your final resting shape and doing whatever you need to get settled there. We do have a few more minutes left in this class, but if you have more time and you want more rest, just go ahead and set a timer. You can rest here as long as you like. I always love to encourage rest if there's time, and even this few minutes of rest is really valuable in our busy life. Allow your eyes to close if that's available to you. Allow your jaw to soften. Feel the weight of your body on the earth settling. Notice your next breath in, your next breath out. And we have the next minute of silence, allowing yourself to be here for 1 full minute. And again, you can stay longer if you like. When you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You might rock your head from side to side. Option to reach the arms up by the ears, stretching tall. And then when you are ready here, just rolling over to one side. If you're not already seated, you can slowly come on up to a seat. Okay. And then we'll just join in a moment of meditation to close, giving ourselves that gift of stillness. Feel free to turn your palms open towards the ceiling, backs of the hands on the thighs. For the remaining few breaths of our practice, you can have your eyes opened or closed. You might take this moment to acknowledge your effort, and not just in this 30-minute practice, but in general. Just the resilience and courage and effort it takes to be a human in these times, to show up, to be present, to give. Notice your next breath in and your next breath out. And feel free to bring your palms together at the center of your chest, gently bowing your head to your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Thank yourself. You can give yourself a little pat on the back, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening or day.